What page are we on anyway?
64.
64?
They gave us a new sheet.
I think there was an initial question about, is the mayor's office, I mean, directly as far as in charge of the law department too? Have we traditionally considered them part of the mayor's office?
I mean, the law department has its own separate budget, so it's,
Right.
yeah, so the budget is not part of the mayor's office budget.
And
Yeah.
Corporation Counsel is part of the senior staff.
Right.
Oh, the senior staff, so there is
Yes.
a sort of a meeting connection there, okay.
So we have distributed an updated org chart that has the title, basically the operational title. That in parentheses is the title that is in the budget book. So for example, the deputy mayor is referred to as the chief of staff in the budget book. And so that's why the titles are in parentheses. And then the org chart also reflects the positions that are paid through SURA. We provided their salaries and the fringe for each one of those positions. And then on the back of the handout is the breakdown by staff of departments.
You got an extra one of those?
Sure.
It's right here.
Okay, any longer arm, okay, here we go. Okay, so that, yeah, because it'll help as far as who is in charge of what particular department. So like the deputy mayor is still in charge of the police department, the fire department.
And all that's
that.
on the back, Counsel.
Okay. And then, since you've had a change, the other departments you're in charge of them, Corey, or? And then Connor's taken over,
For operations.
okay, the operations part of it.
Yeah, and then Greg Lowe is the chief policy officer, so those are the,
So I imagine with all these different duties, do you break up, as far as meetings go, like the deputy mayor, you meet periodically with the police department, the fire department?
And understand that the mayor also has direct meetings with department heads as well.
Right, right. And then there's like a situation with the chief operating officer with the Parks Department, maybe need more police, they would communicate with, in case you communicate like with the deputy mayor, okay.
Yep.
That's it. And as far as the SURA goes here,
yep, so there are 3 positions on the SURA payroll. The Intergovernmental Affairs Coordinator, the I-81 Project Director, and what is referred to in the budget as the Smart City Manager, but is actually the Syracuse Surge Manager. So hiring an individual who, among their responsibilities, would be to manage the Surge Link program as well. And we're currently interviewing for those, in the process of hiring that position.
now, the genesis of SURA is mostly city money. Combined with grants too, or?
Not for these positions.
For these positions.
Right.
But
the
there are
general
other-
SURA payroll?
There are other grant-funded positions that are under SURA, yes.
Okay, and who makes that decision as far as the grants go? I mean,
So-
like if somebody's, do we apply for grants and know we're gonna put them in SURA? Or do each department applies for grants and they know they're coming to their?
Each department will apply for the grant, so Latif is a good example. So that's the DOJ grant. There is no civil service exam for a director of a mayor's office to reduce gun violence. And how do you quantify in the civil service exam how that person would do that job, right? So he's a SURA, under SURA, for example.
All my years of the city parks, a lot of times the tests for parks positions were, obviously put together by people who had degrees in recreation from Portland, which were, not exactly the
And
positions
you know
weren't
as well,
exactly
you need-
tested with the
yeah.
Norman Parks Department.
Right.
You need people in those positions that know the community and know, right.
Right, you know, so, anyway, so I think that was the confusion when we, you know, it's a lot of times we don't have enough time on each specific department, as far as, you know, half an hour, so we wanted to sort of flesh out exactly who funds what, and this, I think this, what you've handed us is sort of, solidifies, you know, our knowledge on this particular issue.
Okay.
Do you have anything on Councilor Caldwell?
No.
Councilor Nave? Okay, I appreciate you coming in on this, but,
Of course.
you know, but I think this will help us a lot as we make our deliberations.
Great.
Okay, so if there's any objection, I'll call this
No.
meeting. Motion,
Yeah,
second,
thank you.
all in favor?
Thank you.